I'm sharing my 3 tips on how I stay motivated as a startup founder. My first tip is to go to the gym or find some way to work out and do some physical activity. It's hard to overestimate how important it is to get some physical activity in your life. Running, walks, yoga, lifting, whatever it is that brings you peace and helps you disconnect from the computer, I think is a great way to help boost your motivation. Even if things aren't going well in your startup or they're taking longer to develop than you expected, feeling like you've accomplished something physically is a boost to your mental health. And personally, I feel like it gives me a physical boost. So if I start the day with a long run or I finish the day with an intense lift, it gives me a sense of accomplishment that it feels like I can carry that momentum onto my startup. The second thing that I'm doing to stay motivated for my startup is maintaining my hobbies. I like to play the piano, I like to DJ, and those activities really force me to engage a different part of my brain. Whenever I'm listening to music, curating music, it gives me a sense of peace that I'm exercising my creative side of my brain. So the hobbies are a great escape where you don't necessarily have to think and you can just do. There's no reward at the end. What I love about nurturing my hobbies while I'm building my startup is that it gives me a creative outlet to let go, not be so consumed by my startup, and try new things. Those things really give me a sense of peace and creative liberty. You could sketch, you could read a book, you could take long bike rides, really anything that makes you feel like you're not working is a great way to reset your mind. I found that also doing things with friends, so preserving your social life, is really an important part of maintaining those hobbies and your distance from your startup so that you don't burn out. Number 3 is sharing your experience with others. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to post on Twitter or you have to make YouTube videos, but it is important to let other people know how you're doing. Everybody's curious about what it's like to be a startup founder, and more people are interested in your experience than you think. So whether you spent a day redesigning your logo, doing market research, interviewing customers, or building a new prototype, don't assume that everyone else knows about your experience. Sometimes your experience will teach other people something new. Giving people some insight into how it's going is not necessarily admitting failure if it's not going well, and you'll find that people are very open to lending you a hand, even strangers. I have found that the Build in Public community on Twitter is strong. People are supportive, people want to see you succeed, and sharing some of your experiences humanizes you to people online. It makes them want to root for you. That's a really important way to distinguish your brand and your company from everybody else on the internet. Those are my 3 tips.